Hello there, beautiful people. Now, if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you know the Emil 1 is my probably favorite tier 8 tank to play. So I want to review it now that I haven't played for, I don't know, a handful of months, and see if this thing still has its consistent competitive advantage. Now, the thing about the Emil 1 is, despite Wargaming's religious efforts to nerf this thing, it's not really going to work. The whole concept of this tank, let's get a bigger view of it here, is something that is decent speed with a clip that does about 1,000 damage on it, just under that. And then it has a strong turret and it's all sloped. So as long as they use this general model of the tank, even just the 3D model, it's going to be really, really strong. And that applies to the Emil 1951, which is almost a copy and paste of the Emil 1. It's just a little faster with less armor. But the Emil 1 just feels better, and I'm not the only one. So why is it? Let's go ahead, take this thing in for a game while we talk about it. So, like I said, the concept of this tank alone is broken. You have strong frontal armor, it's all sloped, and you have about, 10 degrees of gun depression, something around there. And you combine all that and you get an extremely powerful tier 8 heavy tank. Even up to tier 10, the Kranwagen is devastating if it's in the right hands. Just so happens that I'm not those right hands in the Kranwagen. That being said, the Emil 1 never ceases to amaze me in the things that you can pull off just with the little bits of armor. The real weak point on this tank is, hold on, let's see if I can... right here, this lower plate, as with literally every other heavy tank or every other tank, that lower plate is going to be the weakest point on the tank. So if you can cover that, you're going to be really, really well off. But if you're trying to attack the tank, that's going to be your best friend to shoot at. Now, obviously, they've nerfed this tank's speed, its armor, all that kind of stuff, especially its gun handling. It's definitely a lot different than it used to be. But it's still pretty strong, all things considered. There's no real weak point on it except for that lower plate. But as I was about to say, and then I digressed and almost forgot what I was going to say, if you load premium ammunition, so APCR, heat, that kind of stuff, most tanks on flat ground will be able to penetrate the Emil 1. But like I said, it's got 10 degrees of gun depression, and that kind of comes to play in the fact that once you use those 10 degrees of gun depression, it's going to take, at the very least, a really decent tier 9 gun to be able to penetrate that efficiently and consistently. So another thing about this tank is, while they did nerf the gun handling, they obviously didn't do it enough, because this tank can effectively be used as a sniper and not have any real issues. Another weak point there is the sides, these little side panels. That's a pretty big area that you have to watch out for. And I'm trying to play while talking. I don't know how well that's going for me here, but I'll let this 252U push up on them, and then want to hurry up and reload before this EXP gets on me. Nope. Okay, let's go ahead, rush up, and get on his... what is this, his left side? I think it's his left side. So that way the FV can't see me. And then let's just go to town here. Now, as long as we stay in a face hug, we're not really going to have any issues. But never mind. So let's go ahead while we're waiting for the next game. That one looks like we didn't have a lot of support here, and the team just kind of spread out. Why is there a T-69 in the back? Let's look at this dude. Dude. Yeah, anyways, let's go to a replay and see what that's going to look like. Now, when I started the video, I told you guys that I knew that this thing still kept its advantage. And that's because I played this tank, I don't know, a week ago and got this replay. And it's a classic Emil 1 replay. Normally I'd say it's really good, but if you've watched any of my previous videos on the Emil 1, I think a lot of them are privated right now, so I might go through and release those, given that they don't have any copyright issues and that all got cleared. Story for another time, maybe we'll have a story time video, but I'll probably go through and clear those. You'll see that scoring high in the Emil 1 really isn't the hardest thing ever. I've had some replays on here from people that will even admit that they're not the best of players, but once you put them in an Emil 1, this tank just, it's crazy what you can do in it. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of push up, and this is actually a fantastic position that I got here, so good job to me. Because the thing about this position is, although you can't see the red highlighting of the armor, trying to point to a real good weakness where this T29 is, let's try and find him, right? Looking from where he is, try and point to me where a good weakness is on this tank. It is all sloped armor with a good thickness, right? And there's no lower plate. The only real weakness that he's going to see is that one little bulb at the top of my gun. Let's see if I can release my mouse. Yeah, right here. Oh, wait, it's not showing my mouse. Gosh darn it. Anyways, that little bulb above my gun, that's going to be a weak point there. And then if I look down, the little, trying to see if I can get a good view on it, the little flap type ammo, yeah, here we go. This thing right here, this long rectangle. If I look down, he'll see a little bit at the top, and that's really all that they're going to see for weak points. And all of it is very, very slim, especially in a T29. You're probably never going to hit that in an entire, like, session of gaming, right? It's never going to happen. And that's the beautiful thing about the Emil 1. You really don't have to sweat the small stuff, because the small stuff is really just hilarious to see people shoot at. A lot of people think that it's a place that they can hit. You know, they kind of just think in their head that's, you know, maybe their RNG is going to be really good. And I can tell you right now, it's not, because not once in my few hundred games of playing the Emil 1, I think it's approaching 500 right now, have those points ever been hit on me unless someone's above me, like falling off of a hill and they shoot. And that's the only time I've had my ammo area hit from above. This tank is absurd in what you can do with it. And then we're going to see here, load some HE, and this Bortig is going to be deleted about as fast as he spawned into the game. He's obviously still in, but I have teammates to take care of that, and that's just RNG that left him alive. So now I'm sitting at about 3k damage, give or take a little bit, and the speed boost is, at least for me, the most advantageous part of this tank, because you can use it like I did and go, what was that, 20 or 30 kilometers an hour in reverse. So whenever you make stupid pushes like I did on the Bortig, you know that you can pull out just as fast, or actually a little bit faster than you got it. And that's kind of ridiculous. I don't know why Wargaming thinks that's a great idea. I think it should kind of be nerfed on the Emil 1, like maybe bring down that reverse speed, because otherwise it's something that more and more people I've noticed are starting to take advantage of. So like I said, reverse with that special speed boost, best thing you can do. Now this is why I love the Emil 1 right here. I'm kind of in a not great situation. I think that's kind of understating what all is going on. So there's this SU-122-44, and then I have an AMX-50-100 behind me. Is it a 100? Yeah, AMX-50-100 behind me. Yeah, not exactly a great situation. So I put a shot into the SU. I turn around. I think this clip's actually in my intro just because I'm very proud of this clutch. He puts a shot into me. Obviously, I think he got the side of my turret there. Or he shot right underneath my gun. I don't know. Doesn't matter. So I'm just going to sit on his side, face hug him, so that way he can't really get anything in on my turret. And I'm just going to kind of swing with him. Now, the AMX-50 is a little bit lighter than this tank, has a better engine, so he's able to switch directions a little quicker than I am, and he's clearly taking advantage of that. He's doing a real good job. But I think he has something more than just his engine damaged, because he should have fired more shots. That reload, maybe his reload just was a little bit longer than I thought, but that reload shouldn't be any more than, what, 22 seconds max? But yeah, that's the Emil 1. 5,513 damage, just like that. And then let's go ahead, show how the team did. Obviously, the team didn't do all too well. Second place scoring at about 2k, but let's go ahead. And now that that last game's finally finished, let's take it out. Now, if you guys want, I can review the Emil 1951. Just let me know. I'm fine with doing it. It's not my favorite tank. I much prefer the Emil 1. I'm actually planning on enriching the Emil 1 eventually, and then just getting rid of my 1951. Because the 1951, it's got a cool camo. I mean, it's just a cool looking tank, right? That's pretty much where it stops on that tank. I know a lot of people love it, but considering the fact that the Emil 1 has these, you know, more advanced consumables, you know, the better speed boost and what is it? Something reticles, I don't know, where you aim in faster and more accurate. The Emil 1 just has a huge advantage over that. And wargaming, if you want to nerf this tank, you might want to bring those down, like at least get rid of them or bring down the stats of the Emil 1 again. I hate to say that because I love the tank so much, but it's a very, how do I put this? A very hacky tank. It's kind of got the advantage on everyone that it fights, so long as it's not like double or triple teamed. I mean, given that's with every tank, where if you get multiple people on it, you'll have an advantage, but even then with the Emil 1, if you're in a good position, it doesn't really matter how many people you're up against. You just shoot at everyone and bounce shots, and that's pretty much how it goes, with that first game that I showed you guys being the exception. Let's go ahead, see what we can do. Red team's kind of pushing up here, so I'm going to try and keep hold down position and try and get any shots in on any lightly armored tanks as they come through. Hopefully able to get like an HE round in or something. Right there's gonna hit. Let's go for like a track. There we go. And he repaired. Let's go ahead and back up because we have the T-28 pushing up. Let's see. Is he gonna turn around for me? Yes, he's going to, but I don't think he's gonna get a whole lot out of me. He might be a little upset about that, but now there's a huge advantage to the Emil 1, the mobility of the tank. So let's go ahead and we're just gonna push around here. This Type 59 ding is kind of annoying me. I want our ISU to stay in the game just because of the massive potential that the tank's gun carries, especially if he's running a, what is it, BL-10. So let's push up here. He's gonna try and avoid me here, but I'm just gonna keep on pushing up and get that final shot in on him. And we saved that ISU 152. ISU is a fantastic tank. Maybe that'll be my next video, we'll see. But now we're gonna push up, and I wanna get behind some of these guys because, what is this? All of these heavies are one clips. The Scorpion, which is probably gonna be my primary target, is a one shot. So I'm gonna move back here. I'm gonna load APCR just at first in case I need it. But yeah, no, let's take out this T-32. Or not, that ghost or miss, I don't, anyways. One more shot. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my RNG, but let's back up. And let's see what we can do. It's a 2-on-4, but let's be honest with the health, it's more like a 2-on-2. So I'm not all too, sorry. I'm not all too concerned about this, as long as we can bounce that Scorp, and we did. So let's push up here. HE, come on, come on, come on, come on. Gonna aim in, make sure that doesn't miss. Now where's this T-32? I'm not missing again, but I missed. Okay, I'm not missing that time, but of course I didn't get the best roll ever. Crap, Tiger P there. T-32's there. And we have someone coming. Oh, great. T-28's going to come in behind us and totally penetrate on his first try. Or miss his shot. That works too. Now let's just face this Tiger P. And yeah, no, we lost. So that's unfortunate. Obviously, if I would have gotten my shots in on the T-32 there, this game would have been a lot different. But oh well, that's the Emil 1. It's a beautiful tank. It does great things, but obviously this game was, half the team was slacking. So, and if you think I'm just saying half the team was slacking because I did trash this game, we'll just wait until the end credits for the game. But yeah, I'm not expecting it to be all too good. And yeah, would you look at that, a defeat. I honestly wouldn't have guessed that when it first came down to a 2-on-4, but after I missed my 2 shots, yeah, I probably would have guessed that we would lose this game. Let's go ahead, look at the end credits. I'm willing to bet I was top on the team. Yeah, almost doubling. Actually, yeah, doubling. Or just under that. The second place. And That's kind of painful, but if that's not the condition of Blitz, I don't know what is. But the Emil 1, love it or hate it, that's your choice. Personally, I'm going to choose to love it and impress that upon literally everyone that I talk to about this tank. It is fantastic. And remember, this tank is free. With a little bit of grinding, it's on the tech tree. So literally anyone can get it. I don't know if that's the greatest thing, because obviously this thing is really, really good. And any old, I don't know, kid can just pick up the tank and do considerably better than before with comparatively, like, say, an E75 TS. So, you know, that's the thing. I understand why Wargaming makes so many good tanks paid, especially with the Emil 1 around, and things like the 53 TP. With those tanks around, I understand why they make the better tanks paid, so that way they're less common. It's kind of a balancing thing, as well as the fact that they want to make money. It kind of serves multiple purposes there. But yeah, I don't know. I think you should definitely get this tank. Worst case scenario, I know it's never going to happen, but it becomes a collector tank, and then you have the best collector tank in the game. But yeah, anyways, I'm just going to go ahead, wrap up the video. Appreciate you watching. There's buttons below if you want to hit them. I'm sure you know which ones. And I'll see you all in the next video.
Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent.